Hello, Math 65 people. I just wanted to make sure that you understand Chapter 8.7 because a lot of people seem to have a lot of problems with it. Now, 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet or 36 inches. 1 mile is 5,280 feet or 1,760 yards. For the most part, you're not going to need all of these, but you will definitely need feet to inches and yards to feet. Definitely those. Now, converting 8 feet into inches, the item that has the 1 is considered the big. And so if we're going from the big unit to the small unit, we usually multiply. So we're going from feet to inches, which is big to small. And just in case you haven't ever seen dimensional analysis, I want to show you the process. 8 feet is equal to, I don't know, let's see, feet is in top, so feet have to go into the bottom here, and it's 1 foot to every 12 inches, so that our feet cancel, and then you take, like I said, big to small, we multiply, so 8 times 12, and I'm going to use Goodbuddy calculator, and that gives us 96 inches. Now, so what happens if I'm going from the small unit to the big unit, or in this case right here, we're going from feet into yards. So I take 7 feet, and I say times, and it's 3 feet to every 1 yard. So we take 7 over 3 yards. And as you know, 7 divided by 3 is an icky decimal number. It's 2.3 repeated forever. When this happens, most times they want you to leave it as the ugly fraction. Now, the metric slide in the box. Your base is meters, liters, grams. Then going to the left happens to get bigger. So, unlike our number line, where you get bigger as you go to the right, in the metric slide, you get bigger as you go to the left. DA stands for deca, H stands for hecto, not hector, hecto, K stands for kilo. Then as you go to the right, it gets smaller. D stands for deci, C stands for centi, M stands for milli. So when you only see one M, it's meter, which is under base. So if you see an M, that would be millimeters, mg would be milligrams, ml would be milliliters. So your base is meters, liters, and grams. So just a G stands for gram, just an L stands for liter, just an M stands for meter. So MM stands for millimeter, CG centigram, DAL decaliter, DM is decimeter. Not decimator, but decimeter. Then convert 2.3 meters to centimeters. This is the coolest and easiest thing there ever was. Meter is here, and we need to go to centi. So that would be 2 slides to the right, so 2 slides right. So I take 1, 2, so that gives me 230 centimeters. You know, back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, when they tried to convert us to the metric system, if they would have taught it like this, we would be there now. But since they didn't, we're not. Now, for this one, we're going from milli to grams. So that's 1, 2, 3 slides to the left. And remember, if I don't see a decimal, it comes at the end. So 1, 2, 3 slides left. So that gives us 4.5 grams. Now, for your homework in my math lab, here are some of the most needed conversions you're going to need for Chapter 8.7 homework. These may not be all the ones you need, and also it might be more than what you need. But here we go. 1 fluid ounce is approximately equal to 29.57 milliliters. Obviously, 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. 1 yard is 3 feet. 1 meter is approximately 3.28 feet. 1 pound is approximately 0.45 kilograms. 1 liter, 1.06 quarts. 1 ounce, approximately 28.35 grams. Fahrenheit is 1.8 times your Celsius times. Remember, nothing between the number and C means times. And then you plus 32 to that. Now, I love this setup right here. You take your Fahrenheit minus 32, and that answer you times by 5, and that answer you divide by 9. Now, remember from one of the previous videos, when given a formula, use it. Use it. Alright? The key with conversions is this, and I've already mentioned it. The unit that has the 1 in front of it is considered big. Now, going from big unit to small unit, you multiply. So small to big unit, you divide. Now, if a right lung weighs 1.75 pounds and the left lung weighs 1.6 pounds, find the difference in grams. Well, first we got to subtract. So 1.75 minus 1.6 leaves us 0.15 pounds. Now, our conversion, let me find it again. 1 pound is approximately 0.45 kilograms. Yuck. So, pounds has the 1, and we're going to kilograms. So you take 0.15 times 0.45, and I'm going to use Good Buddy calculator, and that gives me, yuck, 0.0675 kilograms. Now, going back up to our metric slide, we need to take kilo to gram, so that would be 1, 2, 3 slides to the right. So 1, 2, 3 slides. So that would be approximately 67.5 grams. Now, and normally these are set up in a table form, where this is meters, yards, centimeters, feet, and inches. So if I'm given 6.75 feet, well, feet to inches, I'm going from big unit to small unit. So I take 6.75 times 12, and that gives me 81 inches. So I go ahead and fill this in, and let me finish reading this. Make sure to read your instructions on this problem, because these instructions say to round to 1 and only 1 decimal place. Now in this case we don't have to worry. But now taking it to inches, taking from inches to centimeters, we know that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So we're going from big unit to small unit. So we take 81 times 2.54. So times 2.54, and that way you keep a running total in your calculator. 205.74, but as our instructions say, we got to round to 1 decimal place. So this is smaller than 5, so we knock it off. So 205.74. Whoops, I ran out of the video. Sorry about that. So we knock that 4 off. Now, the next thing I'm actually going to do are my meters, and I'm going to leave the yards till the end. Remember from our metric slide, centi to meter is 2 slides to the left. So I have to move this 1, 2, alright, and it wants 1 decimal place, so 2 point. Now I need to round this one. This is 5 or higher, so this becomes a 1. And this is exactly the same steps I would do if I were doing this homework. Now we've got 6.75 feet, and we need to take it to yards. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So the yard is a bigger unit, so that means we have to divide by our 3. So 6.75 divided by 3 gives us 2.25. Well, again, 1 decimal place. So I'm going to throw that away and add 1 here. So that gives me 2.3 yards. If you have problems with it, just ask. We'll be glad to help you. Now, milligrams to ounces. And let me find that conversion. Right. Oh, we don't have a milligrams, but we do have a gram. So I've got to change milligrams to grams. Milli to gram was 3 slides to the left. Alright, so that gives us 0.92 grams. And grams to ounces, so I'm going from the small unit to the big unit. So that means I have to divide by 28.35, and yes, it's going to be an ugly and small number, and it's going to ask you to round. 0.35. Well, it's not. This one's not too bad. 0.03245 stuff. And it'll probably ask you to round to 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3. This is smaller than 5, so I just knock off 4, 5 stuff. So our answer here is 0.032 ounces. And I know I'm writing really small, and I'm sorry about that, but I needed to catch it all in one page. So if you have trouble, make sure if you have trouble seeing it, make sure you listen really close. Now, you get 6 milliliters of medication every 4 hours for 6 days. Now, convert this to fluid ounces and round up. Just like paint. If you need 2.4 gallons, can you just stop at 2 gallons of paint? No, because then part of your room is going to be left undone. So you have to round up to the next whole gallon, or at least the next half gallon. Well, it's just like this. With medication, you can't take less than you have to have. So you absolutely have to round this up to the nearest whole fluid ounce. So you get 6 milliliters every 4 hours. Well, there's 24 hours in a day, and if you take it every 4 hours, you're taking it 6 times per day. So 6 times 6, and for 6 days, so that gives us 216 milliliters. Then I need to convert milliliters to fluid ounces, and it's just out of view. 1 fluid ounce is 29.57 milliliters. Oh man, so we're going from small unit back to big unit, which means we have to divide by the 29.57. So 216 divide 29.57, and it gives us approximately 7.3047 stuff. So this, we have to round all the way up, so that gives us 8 milliliters of medication. Now, convert 29 degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit. Well, right here, this is the formula we need. Fahrenheit equals 1.8 times your Celsius plus 32. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and get this other formula that we need. 5 times Fahrenheit minus 32, all divided by 9, is your Celsius temperature. So, let's go back to here. On the first one, we take Fahrenheit equals 1.8 times 29, and then we add 32 to that. So 1.8 times 29 is 52.2 plus 32 to that. We get 84.2 degrees. And then we do the same thing for the next one. 1.8 times 15 plus 32, and I'm just going to put it in the calculator all at one time. And that gives us 59 degrees. See, it's not that big a deal. Now this one's a little bit worse. We have to take 122 minus 32 first. Now if you have a graphing calculator, this is not necessary. Okay? Then you take, but if you've got one of the cheap ones, this is a big deal. Alright? You take 5 times 90 and then divide by 9, so that gives us 450 divided by 9, which gives us 50 degrees. And then this one's kind of a sneak. Are you ready? Negative 40 minus 32 is negative 72. Now you take 5 times negative 72 divided by 9. So 5 times negative 72 gives us negative 360. Divide that by 9, and guess what? We get negative 40 degrees. That's the only temperature at which Celsius and Fahrenheit are the same. Now, again, if you have any questions, just ask us. We will be very, very... Oh, I ran out of... oops. I ran out of the view. I'm sorry about that. It's hard to watch the paper and work the problems at the same time, because it's on my laptop and it's to my right and I don't see it. So I apologize for running out of your view. But if you have questions, just ask. We'll be glad to help you.